Right, are we all here now, Granny?
If someone else joins us, that's fine. They can join us
They
when
can
they're
just
ready.
join us, can't they?
Okay.
Did people want to do short introductions about themselves to a certain extent?
Yeah.
Especially those people who do stream. So, and remind those people who aren't actually, don't know us all. So, can we start with you, Granny?
Yes, absolutely. I am Gaming Granny 56. And I'm not 56 years old, by the way. I happen to be 63 years old, going on 64. My favorite thing is gaming with my family. And as you know, that made all of you an extended family for me. And I sometimes live in Chicago and sometimes West Virginia. West Virginia, the home of Fallout 76.
That is an impressive handle, the West Virginia link there, actually. I do quite like it.
Yes.
I've heard a rumour somewhere that you and your sister may have seen some of the actual sites, but
yes.
I don't know if you pick up on,
yes,
on that.
Very, yeah.
We'll save that for another chat.
Serenity, who are you, lad?
Oh, you know me. You just said my name. Oh dear. There's always one.
What makes you stream?
About yourself.
What?
Oh, right. Okay. Well, I'm Granny. Most people know me around here, and yeah. So like, I'm a bit of a streamer. Every so often, I do room ahead on Twitch. At the moment, I'm trying to stream Fallout 4.
Oh.
And that's all right. I'm a bit of a how can I put it? I like Fallout trivia as well, and I've been doing bits of digging into Fallout lore, stuff like that, and it's quite interesting. But there you go. Anything else you want to know about me, just ask.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
We're going around the table.
I suppose so. Yeah, we can do that.
RG would be next then.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Handle is RG. I stream, but it's only occasionally. Whenever somebody is not, I just stream whenever, like, just to give people a place to stream. So I don't stream often, but when I do stream, I try to put some effort in. What I do on my streams, I'm like a end game player. I like nuke bosses, go around doing the stuff that you won't see. The stuff Mental does in my stream because I don't really like doing that stuff. But if you get like nukes and like getting XP and getting weapons, like I'm the person to go to. And yeah.
He is our Sergeant Bilko in terms of obtaining things. Yeah. I am Optingo. Surprise, surprise. This isn't my real name. I know that'll disappoint some people, but there you go. Believe it or not, I am actually a very, very occasional streamer as well. My claim to fame is that not once but twice I've managed to fall asleep while streaming. I doubt there are many that can say that, but I certainly can. Although I do tend to concentrate on Fallout 76. So to my right, is it Wild Mantel? Is that how we say it?
That'll do, yeah. Hi, my name's Bob Mantel. I think you all probably know that by now. I was given a second chance in life after a liver transplant, and I decided to make some use of it by enjoying what life I thought I had left. Thanks to my youngest daughter, I became a gamer. She introduced me to the PlayStation. I took to it like a duck to water. I met several nice people at the very beginning, and it made me want to go a bit further. I'm not really interested in the monetary side of gaming, but the social side of it has really made a difference to my life. It started back in 2017. I'm now approaching 6,000 followers, and I just can't believe that so many kind, lovely people have taken the trouble to hit that button. I'm sorry I can't provide some of the stuff that other big streamers provide, but I hope you find some enjoyment, and as Granny said a little while ago, you all become a second family to me. I don't have any contact with my real family, so I look forward to daily getting onto the stream, chatting, playing the game, and just basically enjoying the life I didn't think I would have. So thank you all very, very much indeed for that.
Thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Oh, that was a lovely speech. How do I follow that up?
Well, better do your best, Rhoda.
I don't have my own stream, but I've been following Granny in Mr. Wild with great pleasure for about 7 months, I think now. I've been playing Fallout since 3, and I did a lot of camp building in 4, and I was desperate to show off my camps to people who didn't play the game and didn't care, so I was awfully excited when I could play online in 76. And like Granny and Mr. Wild have said, I've met a lot of my closest friends on this game, so I'm very grateful for it.
Excellent.
I'm
Oh,
coming.
great. Oh no, Sandra, welcome in. We've still got space for you up here
Hi,
yet. Feel
Sandra.
free.
Welcome in, Sandra. We still have a chair
You
for
were
you.
worried about following him. I don't know how to follow all of you guys. Being last, no. But hello, I am Felt Gray. Started streaming after following Mr. Wild for a little while. I've always been a video gamer. Love playing video games. 7 Days is one that's a big focus for me. I just love that game. I do stream a lot since I started. You probably have heard, if you've watched my streams, my two little munchkins. One of them is 4, the other is 2. I am 30. I will actually be 31 in a couple of weeks. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Sandra, would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, I am Sandra G. I do stream only because my sister, Gaming Granny 56, talked me into it.
Well, thanks everyone for that introduction. The sort of format of the session is Granny does have a number of queries that she wants to broadly discuss and ask around the table. So I thought it's best if we start with Granny just opening up the first item on the agenda she wanted to talk about.
Yes. The first thing I want to talk about is something that puzzled me, okay, in the Fallout series. And I wanted to figure out what other people thought, because I thought it was just like a little bit not expected for me, although I should have expected it because it's in the game, okay? And that is the setting. It seems to be 1950s and 60s, as in how the people dressed. The appliances kind of look like the 50s and the 60s to me that were in the show. In the vehicles, maybe. I'm not quite sure about that. But I know it's in the game itself, but with it being so far in the future, should it really be like that?
Okay, well, I wondered about this when I first started playing the games, and what I gathered was, if you look closer at the games, you'll find out that not all of the songs are from the 50s and 60s, and there are some things that creep in from later on, but it's all inspired by an aesthetic called Ray Gun Gothic, and I cannot remember the name of the author who coined it, but the idea is that the aesthetic remained from the 50s, but the 50s vision of the future came to pass, so it's kind of like the Jetsons, so it's a bit of a mishmash. But I do agree with Granny that especially in the TV show, it was kind of jarring. If you imagine coming to this, if you've never played the games or read anything about it, you go, okay, so why did everything go on hold? Is it like that Brendan Fraser film where he got locked in his own little fallout shelter, and he didn't advance at all, and like he was stuck in the 50s because that was all he knew, whereas technology's moved on, so why aren't women wearing different hairstyles from the 50s and so on? So yeah, so I kind of understand it, but I still feel like I can't quite get my head around it.
Right. Do I say something or?
Yeah, fire away, Sir Anthony, no problem.
Okay, basically, I personally myself think they're doing a bit of what Marvel have done. Yeah, it's a different timeline. Yeah,
Oh, parallel universe.
yeah. Basically, what it is set in 2077. Memory serves me correctly, and that's when the actual bombs dropped, wasn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, they've actually combined futuristic stuff like cars, yeah, which run on atomic power, yeah, because mainly the actual thing was they first turned around and used atomic power for the power stations and stuff like that. Then they scaled it down to actually run stuff like cars and stuff like that to turn around and help. Yeah, trying to make it more accessible to humankind. Yeah, and that because of the stuff like fuel, normal fuel running out. Yeah, e.g., coal, petroleum, stuff like that getting shorter, and that's what caused well, one of the reasons for when the bombs dropped.
Yeah, I mean, from my point of view, I haven't perhaps. I don't know whether I'm unusual here. The timeline doesn't bother me too much, really. I would just say it borrows from an iconic time in modern American history, a time before, shall we say, the doubts of the mid-60s onwards began to creep in.
Yeah, it's a very
And
innocent time, isn't it?
yeah, a more innocent, or a looking at everything is great, we are great, uh, we are deserving, all that sort of thing. And obviously with through the 60s, be it context of Vietnam, 70s through the changes of industrialization, I think it is just an iconic time that people have quite a fondness for, both within America and all around the world, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
The other aspect to it, and it makes a lovely backdrop in terms of that. The other aspect, I think, in terms of the whole fear of nuclear disaster, of course, for older folks, but I think in general, people know that the whilst we're not out of the woods, the danger time was in the late 50s, early 60s, culminating in the Cuban crisis, and I think it's more believable that the bombs are an instrumental problem at that time. That's my personal take on it, and just this basic thing, as you saw on the TV as well as the games, it's just a great backdrop, isn't it? It really is. Even now, it's a great backdrop. We don't think, oh God, that's tired, that's waned. It just is very attractive.
What, right? Um, that why does everything look vintage, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Or why? So let's say that happened in real life now, and we get nuked. Like, wouldn't it be easier for us to like get to work like let's say there's 2023 laundry mats or vending machine, not vending machine, washers and dryers. So would it be easier to get that to work, or would it be easier to get one from like the 1950s? I think that's why, like, there's older stuff, like you see older weapons, like somebody could easily craft like a pipe pistol, let's say, over like an actual assault rifle or like a shotgun. That's why I think they went with the. I don't think it's they went with it. I think it's that's just like logically what would happen. Like we wouldn't have like a 23. Like we won't have electricity to power like something so modern. Like the same thing with cars. You wouldn't have the power to power like a modern car, but you could easily find a battery in and get to running like a 1800s car, like some. That's why I think that everything is like so vintage looking.
Okay. Okay.
Granny, what was next?
What was next? Okay. Oh, there's plenty.
I thought there was.
Yes, there is plenty. First episode, the first thing that just ran through my mind when I saw the birthday party. Okay. Oh, cool, a birthday party for the child, right? And then the mom is there the news is on the radio and you're hearing about bombs, and she goes over, switches it off. We're not going to listen to this today. And then later on, the TV is on with the news. She shuts that off. And I'm sitting there, they're talking about bombs, and she's turning this off, and they're thinking they're going to war while she's not even concerned at all. Although I know it's her son's birthday party, and she probably doesn't want to like upset him or upset the thing. But inside my head, I'm thinking, when is the time to notice what's going on the news, you know? And then when the children sit down to watch the television, she switches it over to a cartoon. What was running through your mind when she did switched off the news?
I mean, for me, if that was, I was thinking in my head about that too, and there's a couple things that I thought, like, if I would hear about that on the radio or the TV, I would want to know what's going on. But at the same time, like, there's a bunch of kids at the house for your son's party, or for, like, if it was for me, for my son's party, I don't want the kids kind of seeing that stuff and starting to get scared and everything. I want them to try to kind of enjoy their time.
Do you think she should have turned it off as she did?
I personally think, yeah.
Could it be the adults were possibly trying to kid themselves that nothing was going to happen? It's just in the news. It's not really the children's party. It's been talked about for months and months on end. Possibility of war. Because at that stage, of course, you wouldn't know who dropped the bombs. I'm not going any further than that, but you wouldn't know who dropped the bombs. So you probably thought there's not going to be a war despite all this. Possibly.
I would say that I thought the scene itself was quite clever, because it wasn't just what you've described there. It was the fact that the events moved on as the scene moved on, but only apparent to the two people outside the glass box. And of course, you know, the child sees first, then her father, and they stand transfixed at the explosions.
Yeah.
And actually, it is quite. I thought it's quite well done, actually, because it was quite shocking, but at the same time not too over the top. It wasn't a sort of Terminator film type of thing. And then, of course, the wall, the moment is, of course, the glass shattering as the bomb blast comes in, and suddenly everybody's put in the same situation. I thought it was quite a nice touch, actually.
Okay, what was also another good touch is they actually went into law the reason why Vault Boy has always got his thumb up.
Yeah, they went backwards to that after, just later in the series, didn't they?
That was nice, yeah. That was very nice.
They said to him, "Can you have a photograph with your thumb up?" I thought, you know, he wouldn't do it, and I didn't know why. I didn't yet know what was coming up. So, you know, he says, "No, we don't do that sort of thing." And the little girl says, "Why didn't you do it, Daddy? That's adult sort of thing." Yeah, that moment we didn't know anything about it, and I thought they brought that into it quite well. So I've always wondered why the thumbs up.
Even I didn't actually know that, and I thought it just because you just normally see Vault Boy with his thumb up, and I just thought it was just like a trademark or something like that. But no, it was an actual thing.
But he explained it to his daughter. That was when we first noticed it. When he explained it to his daughter, what's it all about, sort of thing. I thought that was a good touch to it as well.
It's very
Daddy,
good.
my thumb or yours, sort of thing.
And although for new viewers it wouldn't be picked up, I certainly didn't pick it up. Obviously, his circumstance wasn't as the movie star at that stage. His circumstance was having to be an entertainer to earn a few quid.
Yes.
So in terms of how that sinks into the rest of the story as it comes out, was quite nicely done, actually.
He was a party entertainer, so I saw him as at the beginning as well.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
So to answer Granny's, my personal opinion, yes, I would have probably turned it over knowing now what I knew about the further, yeah, I would have probably turned it off for the children to watch. You know,
Right.
otherwise, why have the party in the first place? You know, if you're going to be really serious, I wouldn't have had the party. But
Mm-hmm.
for this particular case, I don't.
Maybe
Yeah.
partly artistic license, because it was so powerful seeing the dad and daughter just kind of calmly looking at
It was that the scene itself
running around
was.
screaming. That wouldn't have been so upsetting.
Well, the little girl spotted it first, didn't she? Her daddy was just coming out about, you know, I'll go get you a piece of cake. Yeah. Very, very hard hitting that bit.
It was. It was.
Granny, what's next?
What's next? Now I have one. We won't spend as much time on this one. It's just a little question that was in my head, and I know if they continue the series, they may come up with an answer, or maybe they did and I missed it in the series. Is what happened to Janie, the little girl with her thumb? Girl? Yeah, what happened to Janie? Did we see? Did they show anything?
I think there is a hint there in the show.
Yeah, I think it's fine to answer that question, actually.
Yes.
Okay, does anybody else think they saw what I think I saw? No, well, at the end, when he went into the room where the guy was in the cage, the ghoul said to him, "What happened to my family? Where is my family?"
Mm-hmm.
Correct, yeah.
And before that, we were shown all these things in the other vault. I'm thinking maybe his family are there, because his wife was very big in the vault thing, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm thinking the wife and the daughter maybe, but we don't know because the daughter rode off with the father on the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. See,
and he became a ghoul. So what happened to the daughter? Yes, good question.
Yeah, and I do have a question about that specific scene, and I'm going to skip over to it.
Far away.
Far away. Okay. The skeleton. I take the skeleton as Cooper's wife.
The skeleton?
Yeah, the ghoul skeleton, the lady.
Oh, yeah, the one that's alive.
Yeah, the alive one.
Yeah.
That she ends up shooting.
Yeah.
Not Cooper's wife.
No, the overseers.
Yeah, the man, the overseer. What was his?
I can't figure his name.
I can't either.
Did they ever say his name? I don't
remember. Yeah, they did.
Oh, okay.
They did. I'm just not.
Carl McCracken's character.
His character name was Hank McLean.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I believe that was his wife, that ghoul at the table. And
Correct.
Do you think that she came from one of those pods or whatever those things were in Vault 31?
I don't know.
Well, I'm not sure about this because now I could be wrong, but they were saying that one of the actual vaults was full of management of vault tech. Yeah.
Yes.
And what they used to do is swap people from that vault become overseers of the other two vaults.
Yes.
So, if that's the case, it could be. Where I'm coming from that.
Right, Rose McLean was her name.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was actually born in one of the vaults.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
but
his
she
wife
left,
was
didn't
born.
she? And she must have been exposed to nuclear bomb dropping because she became a feral ghoul, which means she was closer to the bomb.
She went further than that.
You just became a common old garden ghoul.
She was actually born in one of the vaults, and he married her.
And she left. Yeah.
She left with her daughter. From what I've gathered so far, it's not going to spoil it for anyone. She was part of the resettlement of what was it called? Sandy something?
Yes.
Sandy
yes.
Shores.
Sandy Shores.
There.
Yeah.
and the ghoul or whoever it was, the woman blamed Hank. Did we say his name was?
Yes.
Yep.
For nuking that because they went against the high up authority. They didn't like it, so they nuked it to kill them all. So basically, Hank was responsible for the state of his wife.
Yes.
Does that answer what Gurney was asking?
Yes. Yes.
I just wondered how that answered
I was
Gurney's
just whilst we're on that sort of subject, we see this repeatedly through movement of either books that are very popular, games, etc. And there's always people that are very precious about the law, so to speak, and the factual integrity of the original piece. One is a game, one is TV. Are people? I'll put forward the view that if it's broadly the tenant is very similar-ish between the two, are people that bothered if things stray a little bit to make the TV series more entertaining, or are they precious about
Some
it?
people are very, very, yes.
Any other sort of views on that one from anyone else?
And why would Vault-Tec actually be firing nukes?
Why did they put the logo on?
Have you seen all of the series, Serenity?
Sorry?
Have you seen the whole series?
Not all of it, but about 3
Right, well, that question for me may be inactivity disconnect. Oh my goodness, I need to move around a bit.
It's all
that might answer your question when you see
Yes.
some more of the series.
When you finish the series, the
I
first 8
feel it
episodes.
might answer your question.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they haven't got Megaton in it, have they?
No, but it might partly answer that question then. About who dropped the bombs or why. That might answer that bit for you, honestly.
Yes.
Right. Back to you, Granny.
Stretch your
Okay.
legs in.
Yes. Stretch your legs. Okay, so this one probably is going to be a little bit of a short one again. But this one. What's your thoughts on Betty Pearson, the overseer that they voted in when
Betty.
Hank was kidnapped?
Anybody?
Well, I'll give you my opinion.
She had been popular and successful.
I'll give you my opinion. I think that something is not right with her. Something underneath there is controlling her besides herself.
Vault-Tec. Explosion came from the vault, which was actually in the one where full of Vault-Tec management, didn't she?
Vault 31.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when Lucy was asked, "Oh, what was the experiment in your vault?" and she was saying, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Well, does not Betty appear in the flashbacks? Betty appears, does she not, in the office when Hank is introduced to...
Yeah. Yes.
That's well done.
She was the secretary.
That's very good.
She's the one in the background, Betty.
Yeah, it's a strange thing. She's almost robotic in terms of having a second view. Interesting. One thing I was... I thought of her as very strong, though. Very strong. She did gain the respect of the Vault, and I was quite intrigued actually in this sort of, if anything's done, it's work. Now there's three of the characters: herself, obviously the main lead, and of course the lady who's infamy. They've all got infamy. Who's trying to get the power controller back. I really liked all three characters. They're really immensely strong, and they're all female leads, and I didn't mind it in the slightest. Actually, it's quite interesting.
Yeah, some people think that strong female lead means like physically strong, charismatic, but there's more to it than that.
No, very much so.
In this have depth and integrity and an interesting backstory and flaws.
One of the characters, sorry, go on.
No, it's alright. I was gonna say, I when I first saw Betty, it was she seemed like a soft kind of personality, but then after Hank got kidnapped, and it wasn't even really just she full on like jumps in, I'm the boss, this and that. She kind of just slowly gains like the overseer position, and
She
just
had been an overseer before, hadn't she?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like she was. I really liked how, because she did give me a little bit of after Hank disappeared, and like how Hank's son was kind of suspicious about her. I was a little suspicious as well, but at the same time, it's like I don't. I don't know how quite to describe it. I just really admired how she just kind of kept a
Came
calm.
across as a nice auntie sort of position, you know, talking to you nicely. Here's a piece of pie, and I bought you a piece of pie. And
Oh yeah.
whatever you do it gently, sort of tread gently. She said, didn't she?
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, the thing that turned me against her was when after the day they'd been into the vault and seen the mess of Vault 32, and the next day when she went into the vault with them, everything was done, everything was repaired and put perfect, and she just seemed to accept it.
Except for
"We
that
work-
computer,
we work-
though, in Vault 32.
Yeah, she says we work fast around here. So I don't know. She was young in the pre-thing, and she's not young now. She's more like a mature lady, well trusted, well liked, grandma figure, maybe auntie figure, and that's I don't know. That's curious about her. I am curious. I'd like to see that one go a bit further.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think you got a fuller answer than you were expecting there, Granny. So,
Yes, I
what's
did.
next?
See, I thought she was quite a unique character. That's why I asked that. So.
But she seemed to start off almost like a secretary, didn't she? Introducing.
Yes, exactly. And we didn't know
yes, yeah.
in the beginning that she was going to be one of the major characters. And I felt that she still has a lot ahead of her. So, are we moving on to the next?
We are indeed.
What? Okay, I know my thoughts on this matter, but I'm not going to state them until after everybody else states their opinion. What are your thoughts on the Brotherhood in this?
Oh.
That's a big question.
And how they're portrayed,
Yes.
a joke.
Yeah. Okay.
A joke. I don't think they seem to be as well organised as they should be.
Agreed.
They're almost like a band of raiders around a little rough campsite. Sorry, that's just my first
I
opinion.
thought they were like
No, I
frat
agree.
brothers.
Well, personally, I think that was sort of like we've got a lot to come from the actual series yet, because it's been recommissioned anyway for a second series.
Yeah.
And that could actually be coming in the second series, more about the Brotherhood.
It could, because of the way it finished. The guy it finished on, the particular person, you haven't quite got there yet. I think he could do better with it.
Yeah.
One of the main three characters.
Well, I'm talking
Yes.
about Dell.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything for you. Yeah, the guy himself, they don't know his real name. The scribe become Maximus. That's his name.
Maximus, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Maximus, yeah.
Maximus.
That's the problem.
I thought, I hear what you're saying. I did think the kit was quite good, though, in that the whirly-birds were good, you know, but you were obviously thinking, oh, come on, how have they got those when everybody else is on a blooming... and I thought, you know, it must be really hard to try and recreate the power armor. It must be so hard, and it wasn't too bad. I thought that was
all
pretty good.
I loved all those parts of it, but I didn't like is when they were portrayed in their camp. It's like they were just like a group of raiders, or
They weren't very
group-
disciplined.
no.
Yeah, the group felt very much like just when they first showed the camp for me. It just gave like frat party, frat
Yeah.
brother vibes. They goofing around, messing around with each other. The thing that, and the one scene that bothered me was when Maximus's friend got promoted. Then she woke up and there was that blade in her boot.
That
That did
bothered
hang
me
over
too.
it. Yeah, that hung over it for a long while until later on it appeared what happened. But that's hung over it for a long while. I did think of just changing it slightly of Serenity at one stage when the real Titus, was his name Titus?
Yes.
The knight who was in the suit
Night Titus.
when he was when he was the helmet had been taken off and he was doing his cussing and swearing and all that sort of thing, and he was talking about how the Brotherhood are wasting time getting all these schematics and all these things, like technology, only to find that one piece of technology turned out to be a toaster oven. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
That made me smile. You know,
Yes.
because he was really, he's going out as a knight to get all this technology that's got to be saved for mankind. And one piece of technology was a toaster oven.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
You've got a breakfast in the morning, haven't you?
Yeah, I know.
It's
I know.
a toasty
But
maker,
that-
wouldn't it? That's
Yeah,
more
something
exciting.
like that. Yeah, it was really. And I often think of that when I think of the Brotherhood collecting all this technology. You know, if you find a bit of technology, you hand it in like we do with technical data in the game.
Yes.
What is that technical data? Was it a mobile phone? Was it? No, it was a toaster oven.
Yeah. Well, everybody needs to save the toaster oven. You know, I mean, we can't move forward without it, right? But
Coffee machine.
Why don't you
Um,
put it at your table?
But what did you think about all that bullying? Shouldn't, if it was such a good organization, don't you think they would have been a little bit more in control of the education of all those events?
I do agree. Maximus was very well played,
Yeah.
Yes.
and I would
I like this
definitely really love to see him kind of build the Brotherhood into what we kind of expected it to be instead of what it was in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Or
And
maybe
as
grant
far
us
as
Serenities, he'll become a splinter. We don't know.
and as far as like the bullying and that in the beginning, kind of nipping that whole thing in the butt, because I can't even remember the guy's name who became the squire for Maximus.
Oh, cookie, yeah.
Oh, blimey.
Oh gosh, I got it down here in my notes somewhere. But
Yeah,
we know
the
who
main
you're talking
character is
about.
a comedian.
Yeah, he was saying about how like
I think it was
he
Thaddeus.
used to be bullied. It was what?
Thaddeus.
Thaddeus.
Thaddeus. I think that might have been it. But he was talking about to Maximus when Maximus was in the suit. He didn't know Titus was dead. He was talking to him about I used to be bullied, and then Maximus showed up, and we're like, hey, let's pick on this guy.
Okay, so we've looked to the Brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we looking next, Granny?
Well, just that one last question about the Brotherhood. Why are they making those squires carry a bag bigger than themselves? What's in that bag? What is in the bag?
I didn't know there was very much.
It's not even a
I think it's
backpack.
supposed-
Granny, have you got the actual follower from the Brotherhood yet, Del?
No, I mean, I do have him. I haven't placed him. Okay.
Yeah, basically, he actually turns around and says that in that bag is virtually everything you need to be a scribe to actually help out and set out an outpost.
Oh, to set up
Yeah.
an outpost. Okay.
Yeah, so actual members of the Brotherhood can actually come along and get their power armor fixed, and refuel and get ammo and stuff like that. That's the reason why it's so big.
Okay.
There you
I
go.
have a different take. I'll
Ooh.
keep it quick though. I
Yes.
thought it was a visual gag, so we could all have a good laugh about how much we can fit in our pockets when we're playing the game, and then run around just wearing an
Could
outfit.
be.
Hey, that would be cool.
Unlimited. Everything in there. Although when he took out his little first aid kit with 2 bandages and a stim pack in it, that didn't impress me.
No,
No.
that did not.
Right, I think we'll move on to the next one.
So I have 2 left.
Okay.
The next one, did anybody catch the name of the dog? Was it Wolf?
Yes.
I
Two
thought it had
names.
a reference number.
Yeah, it had a
Dogs had
reference
2
number.
names.
What were the 2 names?
Oh.
CX404
Yeah.
and
it.
dog meat.
I never heard
Dog
anybody
meat,
call
yeah,
him
yeah.
dog meat, though.
I did. The ghoul, when he took him out of the
Oh,
cabinet,
yeah.
when he took him out,
Yeah,
when
he
he,
did.
when he took him
Oh,
out, he said, "Come on, dog meat."
okay,
And there
because
was
Yeah,
a red rocket,
he did say that.
because
red
the
rocket, dog meat, and he just met him.
Dr. Seegi, I thought he called him Wolf.
He may have nicknamed him Wolf, yeah, but his real name was CX404.
Right, okay.
You don't want to shout that out of the back door.
No, it's Canine Experiment 404. 404 might be a reference to an error page on the internet which cannot be found. Page 404. Error 404.
Yes.
Mr. Wild, I'm going to say,
The Institute.
yeah, can I just say that was the spot of the day, if I may say so. That was,
Yeah.
you know your dogs.
Well, I
That was
enjoyed
impressive.
that part of it because
Yeah.
Fallout 4, being
Well,
the person
Yeah.
I ever played,
I
one of the
knew
first
he
things
was
you meet is
supposed
dog
to be
meat.
dog meat.
Yeah, down by
Okay.
the Red Rocket.
I
Yeah,
knew he
because
was
Mm,
supposed
that's
to
right,
be
yeah.
dog meat. I really did. Okay. But I just was wondering that because I did not catch him saying dog meat.
Could be, but then that dog was shown on the show as growing up from a puppy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That particular one.
And he was one that should have been euthanized because it was too
Yeah,
small
that's what I was
for
wondering,
their
yeah.
Yeah.
for their experiments.
So this is Gaming Granny's fault I came up with the CX404 because I watched episode 2 again last night, which was about the dog. And I looked at it so much, and it came up CX404, and I thought 404, just for some reason,
Well, not
blue
found.
screen. 404, page not found. CX Canine Experiment.
Yep.
And that just came from that last night. But I remember him being called dog meat when the ghoul found him in the cool cabinet, the drinks cabinet,
Yeah.
lifted him out,
Yeah.
called him dog meat. Called her dog meat.
Her.
In
Yes.
fact, in Fallout
It is
4,
a she.
he calls it a he. Come on, boy. He says, I'm sure he does.
He
But
does.
dog meat, yeah. Dog meat in Fallout 4 was a boy. Dog meat in real life, based on, was a girl.
Yes.
Her name was River.
Yes.
And dog meat in the series is a girl, but that's beside the point. But that's hopefully answered your question. I didn't hear it being called Wolf, but yeah, I can imagine calling it Wolfie or something like that.
Well,
I'll have to go
I
back
never
now.
thought I've had deep suspicions of dog gender wokeness, but there you go.
There you go. Okay.
Excellent.
So my last one is
Oh,
okay, and this is a thing that I mentioned yesterday, episode
thing.
2.
right.
There was something special that I found in episode 2, and it's just a small little. I don't even know what it was a nod to, okay, but I saw it, and it has to be a nod to something in the game.
Like an Easter egg sort of thing.
Yes, it has to be an Easter egg, and I'm pretty sure somebody at this table or these 2 tables should have seen it besides me.
Are you going to tell us, or are you going to let us try and guess what it was?
Yeah, I thought maybe someone else. Can you have a hint? It's very small and yellow.
Very small and yellow.
Well, it's got to be a canary, surely.
Small and yellow.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Give us another clue, Granny, because that could be anything.
Okay, I'll
It's,
give you another
The yellow
clue.
leprechaun.
I'll give you another clue. We're
Was it in
talking.
the lady's shop?
No,
Okay. So there was a
Oh.
little yellow something in the cabinet.
it was not in a shop. Okay.
Okay.
It's, let's put it, it's in one of the Brotherhood scenes.
Oh.
Yeah, hang on, I'm just fast forwarding through the screen at the moment. Small and yellow in the Brotherhood scene.
Oh, I'm trying to think.
Got me there.
Like, was it the whole thing yellow, or was it just like a little bit of it yellow?
Is it a piece of kit? Like a,
Or a collectible?
I don't know, container or...
Yeah, the only thing I'm seeing yellow in the whole game is the bobblehead's
yellow
head.
bat?
You know, the hair.
No,
Oh,
That's what
bobblehead.
I'm thinking.
it was
bobblehead.
not a bobblehead. First of all,
Oh.
that because a bobblehead, I would have just saw it and went on with my
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah.
Okay.
Think about everything
This-
that's yellow.
Are you talking about the deviled eggs?
No,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mentioned I forgotten all about them. Yeah, the
I
deviled
did, I
eggs.
did enjoy the eggs.
those my stomach got a little ill from. So, I would say it would be a collectible to some people,
Oh.
Oh,
but
Was it a yellow bat?
no. Man, if I saw that, I think I would.
A teddy
hey,
bear.
wow, they had your bat in there.
I did not see a teddy bear.
Well, it doesn't sound like it, Granny. Not from your description, not from your clues.
Okay, go ahead.
It's very
What
small.
is it?
It's small.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yellow.
No, we know it's small. We know it's yellow.
And
we
it
need
could
something else.
it could be a collectible. It was in one of the Brotherhood scenes. It was in a Brotherhood scene in the air.
Oh.
In the air.
So it's got to be in a vertibird.
It's got to be in the vertibird, and probably some sort of thing dangling from the vertibird, maybe on the windscreen, or
Fairy dice?
Very dicey.
I like it, yeah.
like a little flare, maybe.
So
The furry dice were pink and fluffy.
I almost got a bit adult with the next one, but I'm not going to say that bit now.
Oh, no, don't say that.
Stuck on the windscreen. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we're going to have to give up at this point.
you're gonna give up on this, guys?
Yeah.
I expect everybody to go back to episode 2 and fast forward through it to the scene where they're flying in the vertibird, and Maximus is looking forward out the vertibird, and if you look down toward the dash, they have this small little yellow duck sitting.
A ducky?
A small little yellow rubber ducky that would go in a child's bathtub. And nobody saw it but me?
Oh my gosh.
Granny, you're seeing things. Take that medication.
Yeah, I'd lay off the day trip with Granny if I were you.
Oh, can I ask a
I'll
general
watch that.
question?
I'm going to
Yes.
rewatch that.
Right, can we ask just a simple question without going into too much detail? What is everyone's opinion of the series? Did they like it? Doesn't have to go into detail. Yes, no, you'd watch it again, whatever.
I enjoyed it very much. I think it's respectful of the source material and it's made with love and talent, and I couldn't ask for more than that.
Right.
Here's a better one.
Everybody
Does it
should
have
get their
replay
turn.
value?
Yeah.
Can you go back and actually watch it again? Cause I feel like I can't go back and like I could watch it. Obviously, anybody could watch it, but like, would you enjoy it? Like, I don't feel like it had like replay value. Like, you can't go back and watch it and be like, oh, like I'm enjoying this. Like, you would go back and watch it just because we're having like a little talk right now. But like, I don't think it was good enough to be like, oh, I need to watch this over again. Like,
So I watched the whole series, and then when Gaming Granny asked me to join the roundtable, I was like, all right, I'm going to watch over it again just to see if I missed anything. Which, obviously, that
Missed
failed
the
because I
duck.
missed the duck. But, honestly, I feel like it definitely doesn't give the same attraction when you rewatch it.
Right.
What about
Me, I'm with IGA at the moment, as I've said already several times over the last couple of days. I've been trying to go back and watch it, and I've always been distracted by something else. It's nothing. It hasn't grabbed me in the same way.
Anyway, in answer to your question, Granny,
Uh-huh.
I did enjoy it. I don't think it's fair to ever judge anything for you got to watch it second, third time, whatever. I just enjoyed it. But the story itself, yes, 4 out of 76, but it's that really ancient storyline of war, conflict, conflagration, and then a big journey. And it's that journey which keeps it going, and it's almost straight out of the Iliad. It's just a tale for all times, shall we say, which is very enjoyable.
Absolutely. And one last thing I would like to ask, and then I've wrapped up everything that I have on my list. When Lucy comes out of Vault 33 the first time, she walks out forward, and then she kind of goes around some of the ruined buildings or whatever they are there, the structures, and she looks out on the coast.
Yeah.
And you can see that broken Ferris wheel and like a broken pier. Does anybody know what that is? I believe that is Santa Monica Pier.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I thought so too.
That's what it's supposed to be. Actually, it is supposed to be Santa Monica Pier.
Yes. I really do feel that. When I saw it, they did a good job of that. And that's the first thing that come to mind because I've been on Santa Monica Pier multiple times. And I was like, that's Santa Monica Pier.
Yeah.
That must have felt strange for you seeing that.
It did.
Yeah.
Okay, I was only saying she was being very careful as she came out of the vault because she didn't want the game to crash. So, as soon as she's outside,
yes.
That's a good one. That wasn't happening.
Yes.
Sorry, I can't resist a quick one further query for everybody. I just want to hear everybody's favourite character.
Oh.
Well, why don't you go around the table then and start with RG by you?
Okay. RG?
I don't know, to be honest. I really didn't like it enough to have a favorite character, to be honest. Like,
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Serenity?
Oh, I've got to say, yeah, dog meat. Yeah, we'll go on with that.
Hey, good choice, I like it. Yeah. Good lad. Yeah. Granny?
That is so hard. That's very hard for me because
You've got to name one.
I will. Can you not like a character in the beginning of the series, and then by episode 8 you actually start to like a character? Because in the beginning, I really liked Cooper in the beginning. And then I despised him when he was dipping Lucy in the water as bait.
Yeah, I found that
Okay,
harsh.
that really made me dislike him completely. Okay.
From a loving father at the beginning, he became a nasty so-and-so.
Yes. And then in the end, she kind of teamed up with him. And then I thought, well, maybe he's not going to be so bad after all. But I guess if I were to pick one specific character, it's going to have to be Maximus. Sandra?
What?
Your turn?
Well, you described it very well. I didn't like this certain person from the beginning, but at the end, I really did like him. I began to like him. He's one of my favorite characters. Is the ghoul.
I did really like Maximus, but there were two people that, even though it was short-lived, they kind of cracked me up. I can't remember the other one's name, but it was Barb and the shop lady.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. She was good. She was good.
She was a
They
character,
cracked
yeah.
me up,
Yeah.
especially when they brought the guy in. She's like, "Barb, I need a foot. I'm eating my beans."
yeah.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Yep.
Lucy's brother. He could have just been the Weedy
Ah,
Wimp character.
yeah.
That's
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone can be a hero in their own way. His hacking skills are clearly very high, and he was the one person that like really dug into things. Like he had to hide under a table. His sister had to protect him.
I think he's still got a lot more to come into it yet.
Exactly.
And then Mr. Wild.
Well, I suppose my favourite character at the moment is probably going to say Maximus, but for the comedy side of it, I actually enjoyed the several little characters throughout it, like the guy in the nappy sort of thing, as I called it.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Putting his sand in the sand
guy
filter,
in
in the
the
water filter, and we'll ever get out of his sand. So I thought they brought in one or two comical ones in there. Yeah, Maximus, I think he's got somewhere to go. But yeah, Maximus I like as a main character, but I also have to agree about their brother, the guy left behind. I think he's got a long way to go yet. I think he's going to be involved a lot more in it. Because he's had to go into, hasn't he? He's chosen to go into one of the pods, take his father's pod.
Did he though? I need to rewatch
yes,
it.
he can't come out the vault. He can't leave the vault. So what else can he do but
Right.
die in there? That was the choice he was given.
Because he, they said just those bugs that come in. That's the only thing he'd be able to eat. So yes, I would take a capsule.
Yeah, I suppose I'd say I like Norm as well. I thought it was a good side character. It was really nice. I was a bit sad that Siggy had to have his head cut off because he said and also I was hoping throughout the entire thing that Chet was going to meet a particularly painful death, but he didn't. I'm afraid right from the word go, my favourite's Coop. So yeah, and we talk about, for some reason, you're talking about inappropriate scenes and stuff, but I really, this sounds bad, I can't believe I'm saying this right at the end as well, I would have got away with it, just kept my mouth shut. I really enjoyed the finger sharing scene where, bit off one finger and the other finger got chopped off. It was
Oh, no.
That was unnecessary.
as he said those words, we've now, because I just thought it sort of established that position. You just thought, wow, yeah, right, okay.
It was very
This guy
Fallout
means
sense
business.
humor, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
So, folks, she did get, if you remember, she did get a particularly manky sort of black finger. What was it? Was it sort of lasered on? I'm not entirely sure, but it was pretty good.
Yeah,
It's
it
pretty
was
advanced for
Yeah,
19 for 19 coming back to the beginning for 1950s technology. That was pretty impressive, really.
Yes,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Is there anything you wanted to add?
I enjoyed
Granny?
that scene with the robot putting his finger back on.
That was quite good. Yeah.
Really good little scene, that one.
It was that scene where he said, "I'm going to take it." That was straight out of Goldfinger, because it was basically, "No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die."
Yes. Yes. Now,
Here to harvest your organs.
well, I really appreciate all of your input on this round table, and we're going to have to do this more often. And maybe the next season will intrigue us even more. Thank you so much for doing this with me, community. And I appreciate all the viewers out there, too.